As Amanda got to know them more, she started noticing things that piqued her curiosity. Victoria and Jennifer never seemed to struggle with money. They always had new clothes, expensive phones, and even money to pay for meals at fancy restaurants. Amanda wondered how they could afford all these luxuries when they were supposed to be students like her. Amanda, Victoria, and Jennifer are three young ladies from different backgrounds, all excited to be admitted into the prestigious University of Lagos. Amanda comes from a strict and decent home where her parents always teach her good morals. Victoria and Jennifer, on the other hand, come from homes where they have more freedom and fewer rules. Amanda was excited as she stepped onto the campus of the University of Lagos for the first time. Her parents had always taught her the importance of education, and this was her big chance to make them proud. She dreamed of graduating with honors and building a successful career. Her parents' words echoed in her mind. Stay focused, avoid distractions, and remember why you're here. For the first few weeks, Amanda was fully dedicated to her studies. She spent her time in the library, attended all her classes, and even avoided the many social gatherings on campus. She had met a few classmates, but none had really clicked with her. Then she met Victoria and Jennifer. Victoria and Jennifer were different from the other girls. They were always laughing, dressing in the latest fashion, and surrounded by people who seemed to admire them. They had a confidence that Amanda found both exciting and intimidating. One afternoon, as Amanda was leaving class, Victoria approached her with a big smile. "Hey, Amanda, why don't you hang out with us after class? We're going to this cool spot near campus," Victoria said casually, flipping her braided hair over her shoulder. "Oh, thanks, but I need to study," Amanda replied, holding her textbooks a little tighter. Jennifer, who had been standing nearby, joined in. "Study? Girl, you need to relax. You can't just study all the time. Life at the university is about balance, fun, and studying," she said with a wink. Amanda smiled politely. "I know, but my parents expect a lot from me. I really don't want to fall behind." Victoria gave her a playful nudge. "Come on, just once. We're not asking you to party every night. It'll be fun, I promise." For a moment, Amanda hesitated. She liked Victoria and Jennifer's energy, but deep inside, she knew this wasn't what she came to university for. She politely declined. Maybe another time. As the days went by, Victoria and Jennifer didn't give up. They kept inviting Amanda out, but she always had an excuse ready. "I have a test," or "I need to finish my assignment." The girls would laugh it off, telling her she was too serious, but Amanda stood her ground. She was determined not to be distracted. However, as Amanda got to know them more, she started noticing things that piqued her curiosity. Victoria and Jennifer never seemed to struggle with money. They always had new clothes, expensive phones, and even money to pay for meals at fancy restaurants. Amanda wondered how they could afford all these luxuries when they were supposed to be students like her. One evening, after class, Amanda saw Victoria and Jennifer getting into a sleek black car driven by an older man. Amanda was shocked. "Who is that?" she wondered to herself. She had never asked them directly how they got their money, but seeing them with the man made her suspicious. Later that night, Amanda couldn't stop thinking about it. Her curiosity grew, and she decided to ask them the next day. "Hey, Victoria," Amanda said during lunch, trying to sound casual. "I noticed you and Jennifer have a lot of nice things. How do you manage that? I mean, we're all students, right?" Victoria exchanged a quick glance with Jennifer and then smiled. "Well, let's just say we have friends who like to take care of us." Amanda frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" Jennifer leaned in, lowering her voice. "We hang out with men who are generous. They like our company, and in return, they buy us things or give us money. It's not a big deal." Amanda's eyes widened. "You mean You date them? More like, we keep them company, Victoria said, shrugging. They like to feel important, and we like nice things. Everyone wins. Amanda felt a wave of unease wash over her. This was far from anything she had ever imagined herself doing. She had always been taught to work hard for what she wanted, not to rely on someone else. I don't think I could do that, she said quietly. Jennifer smiled. You'd be surprised. It's really not that hard. Plus, you get to enjoy life. Don't you want to have fun while you're here? You can study, but you should live a little too. For the next few weeks, Amanda kept her distance from them, focusing on her studies. But every time she saw them, they looked happier, more carefree, and even wealthier. They went to expensive parties, traveled to exclusive spots in Lagos, and always had new gifts from their friends. It made Amanda feel like she was missing out on something. Then, one day, Amanda was sitting in the cafeteria eating a simple meal of rice and stew when Victoria and Jennifer walked in. They sat beside her, placing their trays down with a smile. As they chatted about their latest adventures, Victoria casually pulled out her phone, showing Amanda a picture of a brand new designer bag. Look at this, it cost over 200,000 naira. One of my friends bought it for me, Victoria said proudly. Amanda couldn't hide her amazement. 200,000 naira, she whispered in disbelief. That was more money than she could imagine spending on a bag. Yep, Jennifer added with a grin. And he gave me 100,000 naira last weekend, just for hanging out with him for a few hours. Amanda felt a lump form in her throat. 100,000 naira. That was more money than her parents could give her in a month. She thought about her old clothes, her struggling budget, and the simple life she had always lived. Slowly, temptation started creeping into her mind. That night, Amanda lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She couldn't stop thinking about the money. She had always been the responsible one, the good girl. But now, for the first time, she felt a strong pull to experience something different, something exciting. The next day, when Victoria and Jennifer invited her out again, Amanda didn't hesitate. All right, she said, forcing a smile. I'll come with you. Victoria and Jennifer exchanged a satisfied look, and from that moment, Amanda's life began to change. She started going out with them to parties, meeting men who showered them with gifts and money. At first, it felt strange, but as the money started rolling in, Amanda found herself enjoying the new lifestyle. The late nights, the fancy clothes, the attention, it was all so thrilling. She bought things she never imagined she could afford, and soon her studies started to take a back seat. Amanda told herself she would only do it for a short time, just to enjoy a bit of luxury. But as time went on, she found it harder and harder to let go of the easy money and exciting lifestyle. She was slowly becoming more like Victoria and Jennifer, drifting away from the focused, responsible girl she once was. And though deep down, Amanda still felt a small voice of guilt, she pushed it aside. The money was too good and the excitement was too tempting. But little did Amanda know, this choice would come with consequences she couldn't yet imagine. They stopped going to class and spend most of their time in clubs or with wealthy men who give them gifts and money. Amanda feels excited about this new life, but also feels guilty because she knows this is not what her parents taught her. As the months pass, Amanda, Victoria, and Jennifer start to fail their classes. Amanda begins to realize that her grades are dropping and she starts to worry. But every time she tries to focus on her studies, Victoria and Jennifer pull her back into the party life. Amanda feels trapped between her old self and the new lifestyle she's living. Victoria and Jennifer start dating multiple men for money. They attend even bigger parties and sleep with wealthy men, not caring about their health or future. Amanda watches them and feels worried. She starts to distance herself but finds it hard to break free completely. She tries to go back to her studies, but she is already too far behind. One day, Amanda receives a call from her parents asking about her grades. The guilt overwhelms her, and she breaks down in tears. She knows she has made a big mistake. She decides to cut off Victoria and Jennifer and focus on her studies again. But when she tries to catch up, she realizes that it's too late to graduate on time. She will have to stay an extra year. While Amanda starts to turn her life around, Victoria and Jennifer continue with their lifestyle. They miss more classes, spend more time with men, and ignore their studies. Eventually, they fail their exams. When they go for a medical checkup, both of them discover that they have HIV. They are shocked and devastated. Amanda feels sad for her friends, but she is thankful that she realized her mistake before it was too late. She stays back in school to complete her degree, promising herself that she will never let peer pressure take over her life again. Though she regrets the time she lost, she knows that she has learned a valuable lesson. Victoria and Jennifer's lives take a dark turn. They cannot graduate, and their health is getting worse. They lose the attention of the men who once gave them money, and they are left alone with no degree and a serious illness to deal with. Amanda graduates the following year and returns home with a stronger sense of self. In the end, Amanda realizes that life is full of choices. Even though she made mistakes, she was able to turn her life around before it was too late. Victoria and Jennifer, however, paid the price for their reckless choices. Amanda's story is a reminder that while it's easy to get distracted, the decisions we make can change our future.